GMGP, good morning, good people. Y'all could have been anywhere in the world, but y'all decided to wake up with us. You're sick. You're sick in the head. There's a lot of fantasy football shows out there, but I promise y'all, they not like us. Brock Bowers, you looked a little quicker than fast. What does that even mean? Redraft, dynasty, best ball, high stakes, we got you covered. And that's MVS and Justin Watson with some of the dopest tools designed to help you cancel out the noise and dominate your leagues. If there's a white wide receiver named Antoine, sign me up. Maybe it's cultural. I don't know. In season or off season, rain, sleet, hail, and snow, comma, semicolon, period, next sentence, to bring you the most actionable and entertaining content on YouTube. You don't go buy the dip on the Titanic.
Quarterback that you love, D-Bro. One of the best values in fantasy football.
Prop bets with my man JRich.
Is that yes! Let's go!
So wipe the crust out of your eye, get you a cup of coffee. It's time to wake y'all asses up with Ray
and Jay
in the morning.
My God.
How good is he? Oh, let's go, GMGP. It is Friday, December 20th, and y'all know what it is. It's Feel Good Friday. It's Freaky Friday. It's Fantasy Football Friday, and apparently JRich said it's Fresh Fit Friday. That's what we doing today, JRich. I hope everybody, you got your sweatpants on. Women, you too. You can wear sweatpants as well, because we're going to swag out and have some damn fun today. It is a few days from Christmas. Jay, why are you laughing, man? Why are you laughing, Jay?
Because you said Fresh Fit Friday like I was wearing anything but a t-shirt.
You look good too, man. I see you back there. You fresh. I see the beard coming in. We'll get there. Yeah, man, we got in the building, man. What's going down? Ike in the building. Eric in the building. Wyatt in the building. Monkey Pack in the building. GMGP. I don't want to start Pacheco. Is him, Reed, or Patrick Taylor? My God. Yeah, we're going to talk all about it. A lot of injuries, a lot of players in, out, all that kind of stuff. Jimbo, what's popping with you? Joe, my girl, you better wake up, Joe. Joe yawning, coffee, bagels. Wake up, Joe. It's time to go. And wifey is in the building. Shout out to Sheeta Battis, who's in the room. Jay, right over there. Right back there. She's right back there. We got a good show today, man. We're going to talk some Thursday night football, college football playoffs. Jay, I forgot the damn playoffs were this weekend. I'm so used to it being around New Year's. I'm like, shit, we got football this weekend. Yeah. And Saturday we got football from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. It's like all day football, man. What a time. What a damn time. Jay, where you at, man? You're on the damn screen. Where you at, baby? How you doing this morning, my friend? Look at you, fresh. I see you with the GMGP shirt. Let's go, baby.
GMGP shirt, that's how we do it. Little different than your sweater and jacket combo with the matching hat. But as you were saying to me, it's cold out there.
It is. It was 30, 38 out here in old DFW, man. It is an icy morning, but we're going to get it done, baby. We're going to get it done. Christmas shopping. We got a couple of gifts we got to pick up today. I need some food for the, we do a big Christmas Eve brunch, and we invite a lot of people over. We host a big Christmas Eve brunch, so we're going to do that this year. We do chicken and waffles, probably going to do some oxtail sliders as well, but just having everybody, so you got to come down, man. You got to come down and hang out one Christmas Eve.
If I got the invite a little bit earlier than December 20th, maybe I could.
We got you next year, baby. We got you next year. Jay, we got a lot of stuff to get to, and a lot of it is news-based. Y'all know every Friday we've started to just turn this into y'all's show, right? So hit us with the questions. We'll answer the questions, and we do prioritize those super chats. So show some love, and let's get JRich paid today. So send those super chats in. We're going to talk a little bit about everything. The NFL, college football playoffs, all that good stuff.
Yep.
Jay, we're going to get into straight facts. I'm going to grab the coffee, and then whenever we come back, I'm going to just jump on with you because there's a lot to talk about, man. Let's go. Well, yeah, let's go.
The biggest news in the world of sports. Covered and brought to you by one man, Jordan Richards. This is Straight Facts.
I knew it. I knew I wasn't right. I knew it, JRich. I knew it. Go ahead.
You're good. You're good. But yes, there is a lot to get into. And as you talked about, there's a college football playoff, which starts tonight with Indiana and Notre Dame. We'll get into that as well. But let's quickly run through the plethora of injuries that we are monitoring into this weekend. And one of the things I did want to mention, Jeff Mueller's injury pod that normally drops on Saturdays will be dropping today. I talked to him last night. He's going to try and get it to the people today after Friday injury reports come out. So you will have the most up-to-date information before you have to set your lineups for the Saturday games, which I believe start at 1 o'clock with the Chiefs and Texans game. But getting into the injuries, Seattle running back Kenneth Walker practiced in full yesterday after being off on Wednesday. So he should be good to go for the Minnesota Vikings. Zach Charbonnet was limited, but we also got full practices from DK Metcalf and Geno Smith, Ray. So all three of those players are expected to play. I would expect Charbonnet to play as well in a limited role. But how do you feel about some of these Seahawks and starting them this weekend?
I mean, given the rest of this list that you have here and all the other injuries and players that are going to be out, I mean, it's time to go get it. I mean, you got 2 weeks left. The fantasy football season in 2024 is over. So if DK is playing, damn it, we're starting him, man.
Yeah, tough against the Vikings, but Geno will probably be a big conversation for us this week. Against the Vikings could be tough, but A.J. Brown hasn't practiced yet. It was designated as rest / the knee injury. So we don't know whether he's being rested or there is more of a knee injury issue. He does seem to be trending towards playing, though. And I think if he's active, you probably start him. But there could be some potential for less of a workload than you were expecting against the Commanders this weekend. But AJ is trending towards being active as long as nothing happens on Friday. Even though he's been rested, I think he will be good to go come Sunday. Malik Neighbors was dealing with a bit of an injury as well that he suffered against the Ravens. It was a foot injury, but he practiced in full yesterday and should be fine. So if you're planning on starting Malik Neighbors, you should be good to go. Tyrone Tracy, though, Ray, on the other hand, has been limited so far this week with an ankle injury, and there's some fear that he's going to be splitting carries once again with Devin Singletary. So I would probably be leaning towards benching him this week. It doesn't seem like even if he's active, he's going to get majority of the carries. And Drew Lock will be starting as well for the New York Giants. David Njoku is unlikely to play this week with his hamstring injury. He has not been able to practice yet and doesn't seem like he's going to be able to go this week. Bucky Irving did log 2 limited practices this week, but even still with Bucky, it's tough. I think he's going to play. This is the tightrope we've been kind of towing with Bucky over the past few weeks. He has had a lot of injuries, been dealing with a lot of stuff, but he should be good to play. Even with limited practices, I don't mind him. Cade Otton, though, has been working on the side field and has been wearing a knee brace lately, so you may be without Cade Otton this week. Probably not starting him unless you really, really have to. He hasn't been so great since Mike Evans came back, but Bucky should be good to go. Jacoby Myers has been limited in practice. I wouldn't be worried about that. It's an ankle injury, but he's also been dealing with that ankle injury for the past few weeks. Should be fine. Rashad Bateman, Ray, is going to be unlikely to play. He was seen wearing a boot actually on Thursday and did not practice at all. For people who don't know, the Ravens play on Saturday, and so this is the equivalent to a Friday downgrade, which is almost certain to mean you are out. I would not expect Bateman to play. Alvin Kamara also unlikely to play on Monday Night Football with his groin injury. Spencer Rattler will be starting, and Chris Olave's window to return has been open, so he has returned to practice, but he's not going to be playing this week for sure.
I'm about to say.
Another player who hasn't practiced all week is Jalen Waddle. I would not expect him to play either. Patrick Mahomes was removed from the injury report and will be active for tomorrow's game, which saves me from losing money on Carson Wentz. And on top of that, Ray, Hollywood Brown is going to be activated as well. So we will see Hollywood Brown and Patrick Mahomes on the field for the first time this season. The Steelers have ruled out George Pickens, and apparently Russell Wilson wants a contract extension with the Pittsburgh Steelers. T. Higgins hasn't practiced all week either, and there is some concerns he could miss week 16. Surprise, surprise,
Water's
late
wet.
in the year, T doesn't want to play.
T. Higgins does. This is, I mean.
He's been good, too. It sucks.
He's awesome. When he's going to give you 11 outstanding games a season. It's so frustrating at this point, man. It is frustrating. What else we got?
We got Michael Pittman was back at practice. He's been dealing with the back injury, and Isaac Orlando is unlikely to play with his hamstring injury. So we'll see what happens with the 49ers and what they decide to do. People in the chat are talking about how apparently they're saying AJ got a limited practice in. I saw mixed reports, whether it was limited or it was rest. Again,
he'll play.
It's tough with these injury reports, but I think he's going to play either way.
He's going to play. Well, they got the Commanders. They got the Commanders this week.
Big game kind of for them.
Big game.
Just because they got to win every game at this point to try and get that number 1 seed. But overall for the Eagles, they're probably going to be just fine. But I think the Commanders will come to play in this one. They'll need A.J. Brown if they're going to win this game a little bit more handily.
Injuries, man. Injuries. What's up, Josh? How you doing, man? Pitt needs to extend Wilson. We talked about this hell, a month ago. I think they have found their quarterback of the immediate future. I'm not going to say that Russ is going to be their 10-year elixir.
He's got to be like 35, right?
Yeah, but of right now and from where they've gone since Ben Roethlisberger, I think it's a no-brainer that they 36. Should bring Russell Wilson back. What the hell's wrong with Pickens, man? What happened to him?
He has a hamstring injury. He's been hurt for weeks. He's been hurt. I think he has a grade 2 hamstring strain. Damn. If I remember it correctly.
All right.
Yeah, but he's been out for a while.
All right, man. Oh, where do you want to start? Thursday Night Football. You want to talk about the great one that is Justin Herbert and that big victory against the Denver Broncos. Denver was up, 24-10 first half. You watched that game, man. And
21-10.
I think it was 21-10. But they had a 24. And they had a 24-10 lead at one point in the game. They had a 24-10 lead at some point. And to start the game off, Jay, Bo Nix was red hot. I mean, the first half, you couldn't have. I mean, they're sucking him off on the broadcast. They're like, he's out. He looks like a 10-year vet, 10-year veteran. And I'm telling you, man, it's that haircut. It's that buzz cut. You know what I'm talking? The haircut look I'm talking. That's what they're saying. He looks like a 10-year vet, but he was outstanding the first half, and then the second half, Denver couldn't do shit, man. They couldn't run the ball. They couldn't push the ball downfield. All I want to talk about is one pass, one throw, and you know what throw I'm talking about. Justin freaking Herbert, JRich. He's rolling out left. Doesn't look like anybody's open. Looks like he's about to get sacked because he got sacked probably 30 times in the game. The offensive line, I mean, it was only 2 times, but he got hit a lot.
Yeah.
The O-line needs some help up front. But he made that throw rolling out left where he just flicks his wrist, Jay. Touchdown to who the hell caught the ball? I don't even know who caught the pass.
That one was
Haskins?
to
No, that wasn't
Darius
Haskins.
Davis. That was Darius
Davis. He's awesome. Get Justin Herbert some damn help. Get him some help. Ladd is fantastic, right? Ladd is awesome. He and Palmer back to back every week, but it's just Ladd in front. It's Ladd in front
every time.
6 for 87. He did his thing. Josh Palmer caught a 2-point conversion attempt that was big in the game. Gus Edwards. Thank you, God. Thank you, fantasy gods. I've got Gus Edwards in me and Scott Connor's FFPC team. He's like our lead back, and he scored 2 touchdowns. So thank you.
And that big run, right? At the end.
Yeah. The game was.
Too. It was a little slow for me.
It was slow. It was a bit slow. The first half was entertaining. The second half, it was just, can Bo Nix hold on long enough to win this, or is Justin Herbert going to come back? What are your takeaways? I think my big takeaway is this. Nix is far better than we gave him credit for coming into the season.
Yeah.
Much better quarterback. And I look at him, Jay, and I still don't know if he's really great, like some great young quarterback, but the situation and environment and the coaching staff is good. But I'll just say this, he's a hell of a lot better than some of the bad stuff that's in the NFL right now. And it's kind of just like by default, he's kind of in that range, but good season from Nix. This was a big loss for Denver because they were both back-to-back in playoff standings, so we got to see how the rest of the weekend shaped out. But what are your, I guess, big high-level takeaways? Kamani Vidal was awful. He didn't do shit again. Sutton didn't do much for you. What are your big takeaways from this one?
I mean, one of the surprising ones for me, because I wasn't really following this, was Audric Estime was running ahead of Javonte Williams and got more carries than him in the game. Javonte's been a player who's been up and down throughout the year. Estime's been kind of nipping at his heels for a while. And once again, we kind of saw it play out where Estime did end up getting more work than he did, especially in a game script where Bo did have to throw the ball a lot, was kind of surprising.
Yeah.
Marvin Mims showed up a bit in this game. Courtland Sutton got his targets, but wasn't overly effective. Javonte was used in the passing game more, with 11 targets, mostly on dump-offs, which is pretty wild. But in the rushing game, it was mostly Estime. But the takeaway every game is Justin Herbert. Like, I can't help but talk about how good he's playing. Like, we talk about Matt Stafford and kind of how he's looked behind a bad Rams offensive line at times, but it's no different for for another team who also plays in SoFi. Like, Herbert's been under attack for weeks, dealing with injuries. Like, At one point in the game, he was leading the team in rushing, obviously passing his way to a victory and a comeback. It doesn't feel like he really has options outside of Ladd, and so that's what makes it even more impressive what he's doing. As good as Ladd is, like Josh Palmer, 3 for 6 on targets. You look at Quinn Johnson, I believe he's another player, 3 for 6 on targets for only 18 yards, dropped a key second down when they're trying to come back and win the game.
Yeah.
Like, it's just the lack of reliability from the pass catchers outside of Ladd McConkey. And I think in this game as well, Ladd was, I think, the first player since Odell Beckham to have 50 yards in 9 straight games as a rookie, which is just crazy to think about. But this is the reason why, you know, in some respects, if this offense gets better, Ladd can be even better than he is right now because there's so many opportunities he can be throughout the game.
Let's talk about Ladd for a minute.
Okay.
Do you know he is top 10 in the NFL in receiving yards?
I mean, I'm not shocked, man. He does everything for this team.
But I am. Like, are you not a little shocked that he's 9th in yards? He's 960 yards from McConkey. Yeah. And it never is, and it hasn't even felt like he's had one like monstrous
he
game.
Doesn't have,
you know, like sure he's got one in there. Like I'm sure we could find one where, oh man, he went off. I think he had like 1 week where
he has a couple 100-yard games.
But it doesn't feel like he's had that Jamar Chase, that Amon-Ra 14 for 172 in 2 week. Like he's gotten here on just consistency on this season. And you know, in the pre-draft process, Jay, you go check the receipts. I put it out there. I said Ladd is closer to top 5 in this class than he was bottom 5 at the position. And you look at the receivers and how they played this year, I think a lot of people would still say they would prefer that Marv ceiling, that whatever ceiling.
Sure.
I don't know what ceiling McConkey has, but where would you put him amongst the rookie class this year?
Man, putting him next to a player like Marv is
take
tough.
Everything into consideration. Take how people are going to react if they draft another receiver, because they probably need to. They can't keep relying on QJ and Josh Palmer. They probably need to take another option, right? Not saying that's going to be in the first round, but they need to take another receiver. How are people going to react to him when they take Trey Harris out of Ole Miss, when they draft another receiver versus Marv, versus BTJ, versus Malik Neighbors, versus Worthy, Keon, whomever you want to throw in there? Where would you put Ladd?
I think I'd probably still have him 3 or 4.
Okay.
You know, when you're talking about the top 2, it's got to be Neighbors and BTJ, pretty much however you want to slice it. I don't even really care if you want to have BTJ at 1. I think he's got a very similar ceiling, and it's because the touchdowns are there. I think Ladd's touchdown ceiling is where you have to weigh, do you want the consistency of Ladd, who kind of shows you he's going to be pretty damn consistent, and I think we would be dismissive of Ladd to some extent if you weren't to say, this is his new Keenan Allen. He may not produce at the extremely high level we've seen of Keenan Allen, but this is his Keenan Allen. When he needs a play, second down, third down, down the field, over the middle, it's Ladd McConkey. It doesn't matter what happens. He's getting the ball to Ladd. And I think the crazy part is you look at Ladd's conversion rate. It's insanely high. Every game, 6 receptions, 8 targets, 5 receptions, 7 targets. Like, he catches almost everything that comes his way, which is crazy. But I think when you talk about how you'd kind of rank him, it's, Ray, do you think you should take the consistency of Ladd McConkey, who may be a 5 to 7 touchdown guy, versus a Marv who could see a similar target percentage, similar target rate over the course of a season, but probably has a much higher touchdown ceiling, even though you'll have to deal with a bit of volatility? Because we think Marv can be better than he's been, but Ladd is already showing you he's a 100 target, 70 reception, 1,000-yard receiver as a rookie, and probably could hit 1,400 if the offense improves and the chemistry builds. And he's even been dealing with some injuries this season, so he could even be better next year.
Yeah, I'm actually right now pulling up the Trinity scores. I just want to see the usage of these guys really quickly, and we'll show that on the screen. But I do think that, I mean, he's top 3, in my opinion. I think it's Malik Neighbors.
He has to be.
It's Neighbors, it's Thomas, it's McConkey. I think that's the group. It's Neighbors, it's McConkey, it's Brian Thomas Jr. I think those would be the 3, and it's again, I blame everybody. I don't think a
receiver would change that either. Like, you could bring in a Trey Harris, but then that's just Mike Williams to Keenan Allen. Like, I think we've seen Herbert show how he operates with these players and these archetypes And if Ladd's going to be his Keenan, which this year he's kind of been that, they just need to upgrade that outside spot to help augment what they do over the middle.
Well, let's pull it up right now, all right, and take a look at the Trinity, right? Let's look at this. Can everybody hear us? It's giving us this weird thing, Jay, whenever I get on here to like check the audio thing. Can everybody hear us still? I want to see.
Yeah, I hear you good.
So yeah, but I want to make sure the people can hear us because there's some weird fucking thing that pops up, and it's like system audio. I don't know. Maybe if they can't hear us, they'll tell us. But here goes the usage of those rookies that we talked about. And this is the Trinity tracker on DD Fantasy Football. Best utilization tool out there for receivers. And Malik Neighbors is number 1 amongst the rookies. And looky who number 2 is. It's Ladd McConkey, 7.48, which is great. Brian Thomas Jr., 6.94, which is great. And then Marv is still 4th. Like, usage-wise, it's still really good for Marvin Harrison. And then when you layer just some of the like the second-year receivers, let's just add Jordan Addison. Let's add Waddle. I know he's a little older, but Addison. Let's just add a couple of those guys and see how. I mean, look at the usage with Ladd layered on to them for the whole season. I mean, he's got more usage on his team than even Jackson Smith and Jigba, who's been on a tear the last 5-6 weeks. Jordan Addison, BTJ. He's very good, man. He's a very, very good wide receiver. He is not this physically imposing, specimen. I doubt he's going to be some red zone over the top monster, but as you've continued to call him, Justin Herbert's version of Keenan Allen is very, very much in play for a player like Ladd McConkey. So make sure you go to the DD Fantasy Football and use the Trinity tracker, especially now that you're getting to that point of the season where like you are trying to adjust your roster and which guys you should buy moving forward into next season to get off of before the end of this year, especially if you don't have trade deadlines. Go to the site, man. Check out the Trinity tracker, and we're making improvements to that thing all off season, Jay. Let's see what they're talking about in the chat. I just want to see what some people said about the receivers. I saw Stanley say he'd take Ladd 1 over Neighbors, and I wouldn't do that, but I can see the hesitancy when the situation in New York is so.
You don't know who the QB is, right?
Is it going to be
and
Dayball?
The coach as well.
Who the hell's the QB? Even though I saw something yesterday that he was 4th in catchable targets in the NFL, Malik Neighbors.
4th in catchable targets, like total.
Catchable
so it's
targets.
Not off target then.
It was like CeeDee Lamb, Jamar Chase. It might have been BTJ, and then it was Malik Neighbors was 4th. So
yeah, I think his problem too is the ADOT more so than catchable target rate.
Than the targets. I was gonna say
it's short stuff for him a lot.
Yeah, you got to get it better. And I see Weez in here saying the Chargers going O-line in round 1. After watching last night, I agree, and I know it only shows up as 2 sacks, but he was getting pummeled.
Yeah.
I mean, he was getting pummeled by Denver's defense. So I do believe that both of those teams probably should invest in damn offensive line. I keep giving the Broncos a tight end in the mocks, and I'm looking like, hell, they need a tackle. Them and the Chargers need some damn O-line help for both of those guys.
Let's 8 QB hits for Denver.
That's 8. What I'm saying.
Plus
he was on
sacks.
His back. He was on his back all night, and he continued to do it. Yo, appreciate you, Jeff. He said, yo, that jacket is tough. My cousin is an Omega, man. Shout out to all the Qs. Yeah. Fraternity, Mega Psi Phi, man. Shout out to all the bros out there. Jay, let's hit the subscribe intro, the mid show break, and then when we get back, I want to talk college football playoffs, and then a lot of questions about who to start, who to sit. Hell, I'm trying to figure it out with all of y'all because I don't even know with so many damn injuries and players being out this week. So y'all know what time it is. Run it up, show some love to everything that we do here on the channel. Hit that thumbs up button, like the stream, and if you're watching and you have not subscribed, do that. We'll be right back after the break. There it is. Appreciate y'all pulling up on this Feel Good Fantasy Football Friday. This is Wake Up with Ray and Jay. We are live every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. And next week, we do have Christmas. Christmas is next week, so we will not have a show on Wednesday. JRich and I will be here on Monday talking through all things Sunday night football, Sunday football, Saturday football, Friday football, today football, all the footballs. We're going to talk about that on Monday. Jay will be out on Friday, but I'm going to be rolling solo on Friday. So I will also be here. What day is that? Is that like the third? What day is Friday?
27th.
Christmas is 27th? Yeah, shit. I can't take off the 27th, man. I'll be here on Friday. So make sure you pull up. We'll be here. And yeah, Jay, we also got to tell the people that we haven't signed the contract, but we're about to sign another contract with old Bleacher Report, man. So
yes, sir. Big deal.
Shout out to us and getting us back on Bleacher Report. We're going to be two of the people who are their NFL draft and NFL analysts for the entire 2025 year. So Jay and I are working through the final details of that. So once we get all the details, we'll get it to y'all, and y'all got to pull up, watch us on Wake Up, and then you'll be able to watch us all year in 2025 on Bleacher Report, and we'll be on TV sometimes as well. So pretty cool opportunity for us, and we couldn't do that without the support of everybody in here, man, showing us love, pulling up every damn day, and supporting the channel. And I ask that y'all just continue to do that as we progress throughout the offseason and into the new year in 2025. Jay, college football playoffs. College football playoffs. Who do we have tonight? You said Indiana Notre Dame is tonight. Yeah. Who else do we have playing this evening? Is that it? Is that the only game on tonight?
Yeah, only game tonight. The rest are tomorrow.
All right, the rest are tomorrow. Let's pull that up. Let's pull that up and talk through it. You want to talk through that a little bit?
Let's do it, because I need your predictions. Mr. College Football himself need the predictions on all these games. And if you're right, I'll give you $5. But if you're wrong, you're gonna have to pay me back.
Well, let's talk through it. So, was it Indiana Notre Dame tonight? Where are you at with this one? Where are you at with this one? And be honest with me. Have you even watched a lick of Indiana all season? Probably not, right? I
haven't watched a lick of either of these teams. But here's what I'll tell you.
Can you name three players without looking from both? Just three combined players from Notre Dame and Indiana. Matter of fact, JRich, give me two players from this game. Just two. Can you give me, before you give an opinion on it, give us, the people want to know, do you know two players from this team, from this game?
Okay, wait. Hold on one second. Rourke isn't one of the QBs he's not the QB for Indiana, is he? Is it Curtis Rourke or Brandon Rourke? There's multiple Rourkes. That's not him. He plays for someone
Mickey
else.
Rourke,
and then
maybe? I don't know.
The funny part is you told me the running back from Notre Dame's name like a week ago. I forgot. But no, I don't know. But here's what I will say, Ray. I have seen.
What have you seen?
Indiana money line is a very good bet. Apparently, teams that are favored by 6.5 in situations like this are not good bets. So apparently Notre Dame's on upset alert. That's what I've heard. But how do you feel about that? Notre Dame on upset alert. That's what I've heard. That's what I've seen.
Yeah, I think Jeremiah Love's going to put on a show. I think Jeremiah Love, whom I know you have no clue who that is, but he's probably going to be the top running back in the 2026 NFL draft class, at least projected going in. I think he's going to put on a show. Marcus Freeman is getting NFL consideration as a head coach.
Really? Oh, boy.
I know. Kind of shocked me, too. Kind of surprised me as well. You've got Riley Leonard, JRich. You should know
Riley Leonard.
Come on, baby.
He sucks.
He was good. He was on the early list to be a potential first-round quarterback, man.
Where did he come from? Did he come from BYU?
Duke.
Yeah, see,
the other white school. Duke, not BYU. The same colors.
Blue and white. I was there.
The other one. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I think Notre Dame will win this game. Defensively and offensively, they got some studs. Ben Morrison, I hope he plays. Projected to be one of the top cornerbacks in the draft class. Mitchell Evans, tight end at Notre Dame, is a solid player. Jaden Greathouse at receiver. But Jeremiah Love is the real ticket that people want to see, as well as Rourke, the quarterback. So that's going to be a fun one. And then on Saturday, Jay, I mean, that's where we get the action, right? We get Texas and Clemson. We get Tennessee versus Ohio State. And then SMU Penn State on Saturday. So literally games all damn day on Saturday, from college
and the NFL. Worked in there too.
I'm just excited for all of this. I think the player that I'm going to put my flag in the earth for today, that everybody's going to finally get a chance to see him play. I've got him ranked 6th at the position right now in my early big board ranks. But Dylan Sampson, the running back out of Tennessee, I think he's got a very big opportunity to put on a big show against Ohio State. And if he can do that, I think he will start to work his way into that top 5, top 6 conversation amongst the running back prospects in the class. So watching Dylan Sampson versus Ohio State, very much looking forward to that. And then, of course, you got the QB drama itself out of the University of Texas, Quinn Ewers, Arch Manning, how all of that's going to play out against the preordained Clemson Tigers, according to Dabo Swinney. So it's going to be an interesting one, man.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to be watching Alar because I'm very excited to see how he plays. I still think he could have a playoff run where he doesn't stay back for college. And then, Ray, come on. You're not even going to mention Klubnik versus Quinn? The battle of the Texas high school recruits? Yeah, Westlake versus Southlake? Come on.
Southlake, yeah. Westlake, Southlake.
Big game.
Yeah, all of this stuff, man. All of this stuff.
Who do you think wins between 10 and Ohio State, though? Because I got Texas. I got Tennessee.
I'll take the points. Give me Tennessee to cover. They got Ohio State by 7.5. Give me the points.
Yeah.
Give me Tennessee.
I got them I'll take them on the money line. I don't care. I'm taking Penn State. Do you think Penn State can cover 8.5? I think that's a lot for them.
It's a lot.
SMU showed a lot against Clemson.
SMU can score. Now, they can't stop the damn soul, but they could score. And I saw in the chat, Penn State, they've got my boy from USC transferring to Penn State, Hudson, the wide receiver.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought you were Zachariah Branch. I was like, oh, dang.
Branch is not that good anyway, so Hudson's the better receiver. But he's
so now you say Zachariah Branch is not that good. 2 years ago, he was next up, and now it's he's transferring.
That was a different GQ.
He's not that good. He's not that good.
I was planting beans left and right back then, man. We ain't doing that shit no more, man.
All right, so you got Texas definitely winning. Do you think they cover 12?
No way.
Yeah, they don't seem like a team that's covering 12. So
that's
we got
crazy.
Tennessee for sure on the spread. I would take them on the money line. I think they win this game.
I don't know. I got to look at the college, they don't report injuries in and out. There's a lot of players banged up for Tennessee. I would just take the points. I'd rather take them on the spread than the money line, but you got a big ball. You got a big baller. Go ahead, take them on the money line. I'll take the spread. Give me the points.
Penn State, you said you don't think they cover 8.5?
They win, but they don't cover.
And then Notre Dame, Indiana. I don't think Notre Dame's covering.
You know what, man? They put up 40 on Oregon?
They put up a lot, and that running game is going to be fine again't SMU. It was a little bit. It wasn't a struggle against Oregon, but it'll be way better.
Yeah,
I think Penn State's going to cover.
They get it done. I think they cover. That's a high point total, but that's a high spread, but they cover, man. They cover.
Big whiteout game early Saturday.
I love it. That's what I was going to ask. Is it going to be snowy? Who lives out there? Who the hell lives out there?
I'm sure it'll probably be close to snowing. It's snowing in Notre Dame today. Like there's already snow on the field.
Any bets on Ewers getting benched? No, hell no, he ain't getting benched. They're not going to bench him. Finally, some Sampson love. Sampson's very good. Dylan Sampson is incredible. So this,
and then someone asked you best game
you can't
of
ask
the
for
weekend.
A better freaking weekend, man. Football from top to bottom. Love the college football playoffs. And speaking of college football, we didn't even talk about the Jim Nagy news. JRich, you want to speak on the Jets real quick and the Jim Nagy news?
I mean, that was pretty cool. Jim Nagy, obviously dear friend of the show. We go to his event at the Senior Bowl every year. We'll be there this year as well, being interviewed by the Jets for the GM position. And you know what, Ray? It's interesting, right? So they hired Mike Tannenbaum to be there from the 33rd team to be like their liaison to help fill these positions for coach and GM. And Tannenbaum and Nagy are really good friends because Tannenbaum goes to Senior Bowl every year, big supporter of the Senior Bowl, all that stuff. So those connections are there. But yeah, very interesting with Nagy getting that job because Nagy's done.
Getting interviewed.
Yeah, for sure. But it's just interesting because you look to see the Senior Bowl over the past 3 to 4 years. Man, the amount of talent that's come out of there has been crazy. So he's just done a good job scouting these players, recruiting them to the Senior Bowl and the events and getting them more exposure. And we've seen a lot of success out of a lot of these players over the past few years.
I like this comment from Jeff. Jeff said Penn State, take the over, but will not cover. I don't mind the over. I don't know what the total is in that one.
It's got to be high. 53.5, so not too bad for a college game.
Yeah, that's not bad.
If it's cold, though, it'll be cold. Like, it'll probably be 35 degrees, maybe 40
That's what we got right now, man. We're built different down here in Texas, man. We'll be able to handle that.
Y'all are built for the cold?
Oh, Luke said, Ray, you got any more eligibility with that new rule that JUCO doesn't go against the player's 4 years of eligibility? Interesting shit that happened this week, and we did not talk about it. Did you see this ruling?
I saw a whole plan for this that was ridiculous. It was like an 11-year plan.
This is going to screw up a lot of the data nerds' analytical models. It will absolutely wreck them. All that breakout age and years of competition. Yeah. You can now attend a junior college and it not count towards your 4 years of eligibility, whereas in the past, you went to a JUCO, you get 2 years, man. You play 2 at a JUCO, you get 2 at the Division I level, right? That's it. That's all you get unless you get a medical clearance.
Yeah.
I mean, you will have the potential for players to be in college 8-9 years, Jay. Playing ball, playing sports. 8-9 years of collegiate competition. If shit hits the fan and they get injured and they get the red shirt and the medal. This is...
Yeah, I've seen Olympic red shirt, medical red shirt, and you can red shirt at the JUCO level too.
I don't think any of this is good. I love, at the core of everything that we do, man, if you stripped it all away, like college football, prospects, how players, fit at the next level. That's what I love, man. That is it. I do not believe this is going to have a good impact long-term on the game. I don't. And I hope there is some sort of process. I don't want to call it a governing body because we just got out of that with Emmert and the NCAA, but just to make sure that the product doesn't suffer, because the NFL, the feeder is college, right? The feeder is college, and you're getting these 1-year wonders that have transferred 4 times. I don't think that this is overall a good thing for the game that we love. And I pray, like I really got all my fingers, my toes, my legs, my arms, my eyes crossed, that the NFL product doesn't suffer like the NBA product has. Like the NBA is just, I try hard to watch. I am more entertained by watching the WNBA, MLB. Let me watch something other than regular season basketball. It's awful, Jay. The product is so bad.
Even the
this
playoffs
new ruling
is bad,
just
honestly.
opens the floodgates for. It's just wild, man. It is and what did you tell me today about one of the teams that had to pay players to stay in practice?
Yeah, it was undisclosed. It was from a former Alabama offensive lineman. I think he has a podcast. I forget his name, but he was talking about how he heard from some credible sources, according to him, that there was a team in the college football playoff that had to pay players so they had enough bodies for practice to make sure they didn't transfer, go home, etc. And they're actually in the college football playoff. No one knows what team it is. He didn't say what team it is or what he heard, but apparently there's a team in the playoff that had to pay some extra bodies just so they had enough people to practice going into these playoff games, which is insane. That's how badly players don't want to play if they're not being paid, which is a stark difference from what we've seen from college football over the last few years.
Joe said, is there a college advisory board, but they mostly handle college players? Nah, Joe, there's not. There's another topic for another day, Joe, but the answer to your question is no. And the way that it's set up now, if I am understanding everything correctly, like every player is its own individual kind of company and market, and they set the price. I just don't think this has I don't believe this is going to have the type of long-term impact on the game on the next level that
there's too much freedom at this point. Way too much. Like, it was good that they opened it up where, initially you had to wait a year when you transferred, then they got rid of that rule, and now it's just like, it's beyond even what I would consider open season. It's just full-blown free agency every year. And you wonder why coaches are retiring and people don't want to deal with it, because it's just insane.
Yeah. Jimbo said they had the NCAA president on the McAfee show yesterday. It was a good conversation. Should check it out. Yep. We'll talk about it. What's up, D-Bro? D-Bro's in the chat. The tie back to what we do in fantasy football, I think because of this, Jay, like the Jared Goffs, the Bakers, like they're just so insulated because the level of talent, like the football game, it starts and stops. I don't care how damn good your left tackle is, how good the D tackle is. I don't care how good your corner is. The game is driven by the quarterback, period. QB play drives the NFL. That's why they get paid more than anybody else. And you just look at the game today and it's like, man, I don't know what.
Worse and worse.
It's getting worse and worse. It's getting worse and worse. And when these young men face adversity or there's some trial or a roadblock, the first thing is to tuck tail, run, and go somewhere else that will give it to me easy. Give me, instead of earn, and work. And here we are bitching and complaining like old men once again, Jay. We had some super chats. Let's get into it, man. Let's talk a little NFL. We had some super chats right here from Mix. Oh, wow. Let me bring that down a little bit. I had a little too damn big right there. Mix, kebab, what's going down, baby? Need one from Najee versus the Ravens, Patrick Taylor versus the Dolphins, or Kendre Miller versus Green Bay, half PPR. Thanks. Happy holidays to everyone. Thank you, my friend. JRich, need one, half PPR. Najee versus Baltimore, Patrick Taylor versus Miami, or Kendre versus Green Bay.
I mean, Patrick Taylor has a combined 12 carries on the season.
Yeah.
So it's tough to start him.
Yeah.
I don't mind Kendre against Green Bay, but it is going to be cold, and I don't think Kendre's built for the cold. I may just take Najee because I know that he's got a very safe floor. How do you feel
versus Baltimore?
Just in terms of workload. Like, he should see 15-plus opportunities. Kendre with
It's week
Rattler
16.
at the helm,
It's week 16. I'm shooting for the upside.
Shooting?
I'm shooting for the fucking moon, man.
Kendre?
I'm good on Najee. I like him.
All right.
If it were week 4 and I just needed to win and get a couple of points to walk away with 11, sure. But give me Kendre Miller. I've seen him involved in the receiving game.
Holy, Najee's been bad.
Yeah, Najee's not been good. I'm going to roll with Kendre
14 yards
Miller.
against Philly.
Yeah, I'm rolling with Kendre. Another one here from Adam. Pick 2, 10-team Superflex start 14. Swift, Keenan Allen, Rico Dowdle. Happy freaking Friday, people. Oh, Freaky Friday. Hell yeah, Adam. It is freaky. Swift, Keenan Allen, Rico Dowdle. You got to pick 2. Superflex start 14. Pretty easy
I start
for me.
Keenan and Dowdle.
Yeah, it's Keenan and Rico.
I'm not starting Swift.
Yeah, Keenan and Rico. And then you kind of protect yourself instead of being all in on that one Chicago game, starting both Swift
You're not starting
and Keenan Allen. Sure, it could work out for you. Who does Chicago play? Who do the Bears play this week? Yeah, I'm going to start Keenan Allen.
So you just expect Detroit to get up and then Caleb to pass
And
Keenan
I believe the Dallas Cowboys play Tampa Bay this week. Yeah, I'm starting Rico.
Sounds right. That sounds right, yeah.
I'm starting Rico.
Yeah.
Stanley, what's up, baby? Shout out to my dog, Stanley. Hit the air horn. What's going down? Kendre Harrison. He's going to Oregon. He's from my area. He plays basketball, too. So this must be a prospect. I'm going to look him up right now. You sent the super chat. Kendre Harrison. Let's see who this is. 24/7. Let's see who the hell is he a tight end? 6'7", 243, 4-star.
6'7"?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Bama, Arkansas, Colorado offered him. I saw Colorado got the quarterback. I believe so. Didn't Colorado get Salter?
Didn't they already get a quarterback, though? Didn't they get a 5-star?
Oh, yeah, it did happen. They did.
They
Deion
got
Sanders
Salter,
in Colorado. Caden Salter from Liberty is going to Colorado.
Oh.
He's going to Colorado. Prime ain't going nowhere. Salter can play. Man. He could run, and he could throw. He's a much better runner than Shedeur. Much better. Much better. He's like a dual threat quarterback. He's going to Colorado.
Yeah, he can actually run, right?
Yeah, Kendre Harrison. This dude looks good. Appreciate it, Stanley. Good shit, man. Good shit. John L. Njoku with DTR or Calvin Austin. Half PPR. PPR tight end premium 1.5. I believe Jimbo said in the chat a little while ago that Njoku is OUT.
Yeah. He's not playing. He didn't play last week. He's not playing this week either.
Yeah, he's out. He's out. Colin. So to answer your question, Calvin Austin. And if you have, since you probably submitted that, John, before the news came, hit me with another question if you got somebody else other than Calvin Austin, and we'll answer that. Colin says, where's it at right here? PPR, who do you bench this week? London Flowers or Terry McLaurin? Damn sure not McLaurin. I'm not benching Terry McLaurin. Nope. No Terry McLaurin.
Okay, Ray.
Bench. Who
you benching?
I'm not.
Who you benching?
I feel like you're about to say something wild. I'm not benching Terry McLaurin.
No, you're not benching Terry McLaurin. But do you trust Zay Flowers and Lamar against the Steelers? Lamar sucks against the Steelers. He does. But then you got to deal with Penix.
I play London and Flowers. I play London and McLaurin. I'm benching Zay.
I think I would bench Zay too.
I think
I'd bench Zay too. Zay is a tough start, man.
He's a tough start. He's a great player,
good,
but it's a tough start.
It's
a tough start.
He's fine.
It's a tough start, man. It's a tough start.
He's got a good floor, to be fair. He's got a good floor.
Yeah, he has no. I don't give a shit about floor in week 16, man. I'm either winning.
And London
or
gets
not.
he gets a lot of touchdown opportunities in this offense.
What is Flowers?
He's the number one.
Late. I could just pull.
I was just looking at it. He's been pretty good. He's got 53, 74, 62, 39 in the last 4. Only scored once in the last 4. 6 receptions, 3, 5, 2. It's okay. But again, it's more so against Pittsburgh. He went 2 for 6 for 39 yards and a touchdown in the last game. Lamar does not put up a lot of points against Pittsburgh usually, but this one is in Baltimore, so maybe slightly better.
I'm looking up his usage.
The other way?
Yeah, I'm looking up his usage right now. This is from week 9 through week 16. I mean, it's still him. I mean, it's Flowers. Who are the names? Let's do this. What were the names that we asked?
You're looking for London and McLaurin.
Flowers.
London or McLaurin should be. I mean, London probably would be bad, but.
And Terry McLaurin. We're starting Terry, but let's run those 3. Usage wise, this is how it goes. So from week 9, London, Flowers, and McLaurin, but you see McLaurin way above the line, which means he's overproducing, which is great. If we tighten that up, we'll go week 11 through 17. Week 11 through 15. Yeah. London. It's London and McLaurin for me. Like literally just using the usage and how they're performing with the usage. It would be Drake London.
McLaurin should have had a massive game this week too.
Who's that?
He should have. McLaurin should have had a massive game this week.
And
London is barely getting it done, even with how bad Kirk's been.
Yeah, 100%. 100%.
Yeah.
All right. Let's saw another super come, man. Appreciate you. A couple of supers from Kyle, man. Kyle Corley. Shout out to my dog Kyle. What's up, baby? Purdy, JRich, or Stafford? Purdy, JRich, or Stafford?
So Stafford has the Jets. JRich has the Titans. I still don't like that. And then Purdy has the Dolphins. I'd take Purdy for sure.
Well, you got to play Purdy. You got to play Purdy. And with no damn running game, he's probably going to
Purdy.
Go full Brock. He's just going to Brock out in that one. So I would go Purdy. Who do the Rams play?
Jets. I'd probably just lean on Stafford because he's Stafford.
What's the total in that one? What's the total?
Let me see.
And I'm gonna pull up the Indy game total. Indy right now is 42.5 with Indy favored by 4.
46.5, Rams by 3 on the road. And then you have Niners favored by 1, 44.5 over the Dolphins. So highest implied total is actually the Rams, which makes sense. I like Stafford.
I can't. I love you, JRich. I can't fool with you in Week 16. Not versus Tennessee. It would be Purdy and Stafford. It'd be Purdy and Stafford. Fuck, man. I love you, JRich. Man, got another one from Jaker's Summit or Jake R Summit, however you want to say this, or Jaker's Summit. We've got one here. 12-team super flex, 1 point PPR, no tight end premium. So standard PPR, 12-team super flex. Smitty, Jacoby, Flowers, James Cook, B-Rob, Ramondre. Pick 2 for flex. Strange or Pat Freiermuth at tight end. All right. How many does he need?
I'd probably start Freiermuth.
Hold on.
He said pick 2 and then Freiermuth.
Pick 2 for the flex. James Cook, no doubt. Start him. James Cook. Fire him up. Who do your Patriots play? Who does New England play?
The Bills. You don't want to start Ramondre against the Bills. I think I'm probably going Jacoby. Jacoby or Zay? Jacoby has the Jags, though.
What about B-Rob? You don't like B-Rob versus Philly?
He's got Philly. Yeah, that's the only tough part. He does have Philly. I don't hate it, though. B-Rob's good. Or do you want to just take Smitty against the Commanders?
I'm starting Brenton Strange at tight end. I'm starting Brenton Strange at tight end.
Freiermuth.
I'm starting Brenton Strange. I am starting Brenton Strange at tight end. Absolutely. I'm starting Strange at tight end. I'm starting James Cook.
I think I just start Devontae Smith. I wouldn't even mess around with it.
Smitty.
Just start your best
is a little banged up. Yeah, you got to start Smitty, man. Smitty, James Cook, and Brenton Strange. Go look up those strange stats, JRich. I saw you navigating over there because you were like, Ray's talking about strange. Let me go see. Go pull those stats up, man.
No, I was.
Go pull those numbers up, man.
They can't be that good. So you're literally banking off the one game where he saw more than 3 targets in the last 7. Because he had 73 yards and 11 receptions.
Go big or go home, man. Go big or
what
go
about
home.
Freiermuth, though?
Stop tucking it between your legs and thinking it's going to work, man. Go big or go home.
I literally bet you twice this week already with 2 backup quarterbacks.
One of them wasn't a real bet.
And you're telling me to not tuck it between my legs. So Freiermuth has scored in
Mahomes.
3 straight games, and you want to bench him. He's scored in 3 straight games, and you want to bench him.
Nah, man.
I'm just saying.
You're starting Britton Strange. You're starting Cook and Smitty, and you're starting Britton Strange. That's what it is. That's what it is. Adam, what's happening with you? GMGP, I know I'm late, but I hope everyone has a great weekend and happy holidays. So do we. We appreciate you pulling up. Look at Strange's Raz. That's what I'm talking about, Weez. As a matter of fact, fuck a Raz. Let's pull up that Trinity from Jacksonville. How about that? You want that, Jay? It would be awesome if you worked for an organization that had this tool that can help you out, make these decisions, JRich. You know?
All right. That 1 week of Mac Jones looking like fucking prime Mac Jones out there. What if he stinks it up this week against the Raiders? Then what?
Hold
You're
on.
Gonna look pretty stupid for trusting Mac Jones in your fantasy playoffs.
That Trinity score wasn't looking as good as I thought it was. So I
Brian Thomas with the 300 air yards will probably do that, right? I
got the data up to fit my narrative. Yeah. Oh, here it is.
Better go back to week 15.
Oh, now we're good. Now we're good. Let me pull this up so I could show you. How about this?
Yeah.
How about this? Let me show you. Look at Strange, man. Look at Strange.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Yeah.
Look at where he's at. That's elite.
For what? Is this week 15 through 17 we're looking at? Yeah,
it is real actionable data right here. 7.7 score.
He was good without Ingram, but
he was good.
Again, we'll see. The problem is that you're not going to have the Raiders scoring in like 3 plays like the Jets were consistently, and it probably won't be as high scoring of a game this week. But he's in Vegas at least, which is nice.
Shout out to Jake. What's up, Jake? I haven't seen you in a while. Hope everything is well on your end. You have happy holidays, my friend. Mac Jones or CJ Jake.
Oh my God!
What are we doing? This is where we're at, folks. You gotta love fantasy football. Mac Jones or CJ Stroud? What a fucking question, and it's a good one too. And I think it deserves.
This is the worst part. It's a good question.
It deserves an answer. Answer, JRich.
I honestly think the answer is Mac Jones.
Oh my God. I
honestly think the answer is Mac Jones. Not because of anything but the matchup. CJ Stroud, in his last few games, I'll give you the yards touchdowns.
Yeah, give it to me.
2 touchdowns, 131 against Miami. 242, 1 touchdown against Jacksonville. 247, 2 touchdowns, and 2 picks against Tennessee. And they lost that game, if you recall. Versus Mac Jones, who's, again, one really good game, but also playing the Raiders. So that, for me, is really what sways it. But coming off of a game where he had 294 and 2, did throw 2 picks, had 220, though, and 2 picks against Tennessee. So it's really just you're playing the matchup here and hoping he can throw 2 touchdowns. But I don't think that CJ Stroud's throwing 2 touchdowns against Kansas City. I just don't. I just don't.
You know, the interesting part about this conversation, Jay, is I'm using this damn tool to see how, what the quarterbacks are doing with the options. Here's Jacksonville and Houston right here from week 11 to 17.
Look at that Tank Dell, Ray. That wide receiver 3 you were arguing with me with the other. Because did you see that graphic?
I mean,
or that tweet we put out?
Hold on real quick, Jay. Think about this, right? So what we're looking at right now, we're trying to make a quarterback decision, right? And we're looking at how these pass catchers inside of these offenses, how the quarterbacks have supported them. And if the pass catchers are doing good, well, the quarterback is probably doing really good as well. I mean,
it's looking like Mac Jones is doing a better job.
I know T-Law was in some of this subset, but this is I don't want to be relying on CJ Stroud this week. This has not been the type of season for Hugh. I mean, this is what he's doing. This is how CJ Stroud is supporting his pass catchers. this is what's happening. It's Nico Collins or bust. It's Nico or bust, man. And if we just look at it from a whole season view, let's just look for the whole season for Houston. I mean, Diggs is no longer there. It's Nico and nothing else.
That's it.
Right?
That's it.
Yeah, to answer your question, Jake, I think golly, man. Mac Jones.
It's scary. If you want to take Stroud, but if you're being objective, taking the emotions out of it, because like someone said in the chat, can you imagine, Stroud throwing 3 touchdowns? Like, could you live with yourself? And that's the common fantasy dilemma, right?
Yeah,
can you live with benching Stroud
for
and him
me,
going off on Saturday?
For me, at this point of the fantasy and the NFL season, the answer to that question for me is yeah. I could live with it because we haven't gotten it all year. So yeah, I can live with it.
Yeah, he's really struggled.
It's not like you're making a decision where you're trying to shoot for somebody that just got hot, and it's like, are you benching Josh Allen for Jaden Daniels this week? Like, Stroud hasn't really done anything all year. He's actually done more harm starting him in your lineup every single week than he has good. So I could live with it. If he goes off against Kansas City, if he just goes,
he'd be the first QB to do it, right? Like
then dope
for the whole season.
Then awesome.
Yeah.
Then I just
42.5 point over under versus 40.5, and one is indoors in Vegas versus outdoors in Kansas City. So very different environments for the players, and obviously if you're just leaning on a game environment, you would happily take the Jacksonville quarterback playing in Vegas over the Houston quarterback playing in
Kansas City. Or is it in Houston? Yeah. Is it in KC?
No, it's in Kansas City.
Yeah, I'm playing it.
Is it in Houston?
I thought it was in Houston.
It's in KC.
Okay.
It's in KC.
All right. Yeah. Donnie Mendoza. What's happening with you, Donnie? $10 super chat from Donnie. Appreciate you, baby. Thank you. Happy holidays. Hill or Marv? Then Johnny or Brock?
Hill or Marv? I mean, it has to be Hill. I'm just not.
I'm taking Tyreek, too. Johnny or Brock? The fuck is Johnny?
Johnny?
Who the hell is Johnny?
Jonnu?
Oh, yeah, it's got to be Jonnu. Yeah.
But Jonnu or Brock Purdy?
Man, I was about to say Johnny Manziel. Shit, I'm like, damn, he's back? But no, Hill, Jonnu or Bowers?
Oh, Bowers. All day.
Bowers.
Yeah. All day.
Mixon, Henry, or Bucky? Mixon's banged up, Henry and Bucky. Not fooling with Mixon in Arrowhead.
Yeah,
he's banged up, man.
He's banged up, and it's
he's banged up. He's gimpy. It's Henry and Bucky, and then I'm taking Bowers and Marv.
Same kind of thing, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you said Jonnu. Yeah, I'm definitely taking Bowers.
Yeah, Bowers. All right, Jimbo. Pat Taylor, Jalen Coker. Little sniff there. Little Coke boy, baby. There it is. Tillman, Bigsby, PPR need one. I don't think Tillman practiced, did he? I don't think Tillman was practicing.
Tillman was limited. He was limited. But I just, again,
I'm not fooling with DTR.
DTR, no.
We're not
doing that. So it's Coker,
yep.
Or Tillman. Would you start Bigsby? Bigsby's
probably
not. Problem is,
versus the Raiders.
Bigsby they're splitting. So you're kind of just.
This is a battle for the bottom. Both these teams want to be bottom boys. They want to get that quarterback. They want to be on the bottom, face down, ass up.
Carolina has Arizona. It's not so bad. Yeah. Take Tank. He'll be fine.
Who would have a higher Trinity score, Ray or Jay? Pre Achilles, there's no doubt. Jay Rich.
I profile as an alpha though.
You are deceptive. You are the Laquan Treadwell of Trinity. I'm
Rashad Bateman. That's who I am.
You're deceptive. I would have a higher Trinity. There's no doubt about that. Kyle Corley. Pick one. Patrick Taylor, D-Hop, Keenan Allen, half PPR. Keenan. I'm not starting Patrick Taylor.
No, I don't want to start Patrick. I'm shocked that all these people are thinking of starting Patrick Taylor.
I'm not doing that.
When you got D-Hop, Keenan.
It's Keenan.
Well, what would you start Terry though? Hoping for volume?
That's a different question. Question. Answer the first question.
Keenan.
Same.
D-Hop,
and then
though.
Terry or Jennings in standard scoring.
Terry or
so you need the touchdown.
Terry. I mean, then.
McLaurin scored like 4 straight.
He's got a bunch of touchdowns this year.
And Philly, they're probably going to have to put up points. I'm starting.
That's where I'm leaning on the potential for yards as well, and having to come back.
Absolutely.
Terry's got 5 touchdowns in his last 3 games.
MV Prof, Merry Christmas, fellas. Baker at Dallas or JD5 versus Philly? It's a very good question. It's a very good question.
You know the answer is easy,
It's a very good question. Oh, yeah. Let me look at something real quick. Let me look. All right. The total in the Dallas-Tampa Bay game, 48.5. Tampa Bay favored by 4 on the road, which means they're going to throw the ball. That is the prediction that they are going to throw the ball. 45.5 point total in Philly-Washington. Philly favored by 3.5 on the road, which means if they're favored and Washington's at home, have they played already this year? How did Daniels do versus Philly earlier?
Give me 1 second.
I don't even remember when they played.
They played a few weeks ago.
I do remember that because excited.
That was when it was the battle for the division. They had the same record. We were excited, at the time.
And then it wasn't a good game, was it? I don't
think it was that close. So we have at Philly, 22 for 32, 191, and a touchdown and a pick. And let me see if I can find the rushing.
7 for 18.
Yeah. So not much. Not much. Less than 200 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick.
This is the question.
Philly's going to keep it close.
This is the question where what you said before seems to be more relevant. Like, can you live with Jaden Daniels going off against Philly on your bench?
Yes. If I have Baker Mayfield, absolutely. Baker Mayfield is awesome. He's thrown 7 touchdowns in his last 2 games.
He's dialed in
indoors
Baker's
again.
Dialed in right now. Baker said he wants to get Big Mike that record. He's 4th in yards, 3rd in he's got 32 touchdowns, man.
Yeah. At Atlanta, he threw 3 touchdowns. At New Orleans, in another dome, 4 touchdowns, right? Then you go to at the Chargers, which is the other dome game, another 4 touchdowns. He's throwing like 2 to 4 touchdowns a game in domes right this year.
Good Lord.
It's crazy what he's doing. Yeah, it's crazy what he's doing.
Here's Baker so far versus the NFC East, okay? Washington, 24 for 30, 289, 4 touchdowns. Versus Philly, 30 for 47, 347, 2 touchdowns, and 1 rushing touchdown. Versus the Giants, 24 for 30, 294, and a rushing touchdown. He's absolutely lit the NFC East up this season. And I don't believe that with the injuries that the Dallas Cowboys have, that it's going to be a difficult matchup for him. I think Jalen McMillan's going to pop off. Whoever's running the ball.
The Cowboys can score on the back end, too. I think they can.
I'm starting Baker Mayfield.
100%.
I'm starting Baker Mayfield.
100%.
All right, Donnie, Matt. Hey, y'all ain't got to keep saying another one. Keep it coming. You keep throwing them $5. We'll stay on all day. Just like a stripper. Just keep throwing me money. I'll stay on the stage and dance. Another one, fellas. Pick 2. Judy, Mixon, Jacoby Myers, and Rico Dowdle. Rico is 1.
I think I'd take Jacoby. I just don't want to mess with Judy. I know that he's been so good. I can't do it.
Yeah. I want to. Can't. And I want to play Mixon too, but Mixon
I don't love
on a gimpy
Myers,
leg.
But he's not bad.
Mixon, gimpy leg, Arrowhead Stadium. Dowdle is, for anybody asking, yes to Rico Dowdle, okay?
Yeah.
The answer is yes. Rico Dowdle, I don't give a shit who you're comparing. Marv or Rico or Mixon, Rico Dowdle. If you have him, you're starting Rico Dowdle this week, all right? You're starting Rico this week. He has been, his last 3 games, over 112 yards every game, over 20-plus opportunities every game. The answer is yes, Rico Dowdle, all right? Tyler Sperry. What's happening with you, Tyler? What's happening with you, baby? Since Walker is playing, wait, hold on. Thoughts on Patrick Taylor? Hold on now.
This doesn't make any sense.
Hold on, man. Tyler.
So he since Walker is playing.
Since Walker is playing.
Thoughts on Pat Particle Taylor, or should my RB2 be Ordere Miller or Pacheco? Your answer is you should start Kendre Miller.
I think he's saying Kenneth Walker. Since Kenneth Walker is
playing, should he start Patrick Taylor, or should his RB2 be one of Kendre Miller or Pacheco?
Yeah,
I don't like Pacheco. It'd be Kendre.
Kendre or Pacheco. Mahomes is playing.
So I guess he's starting Walker.
How?
But Mahomes has been playing, though. You make it seem like he's been out. He's been playing. Pacheco's not getting enough work. He had 14 carries and then 13 carries. And he hasn't had more than 55 yards in each of those games. I still like Houston's defense, right? Like, Houston's defense is probably comparable to this Chargers defense. He only had 14 for 55 against them in his.
So who are you starting? So who's it going to be?
I'd start Kendra. Kendra should be the only show in town.
Yeah,
so he'll probably see a decent amount of opportunities, both on the ground and through the air.
That Particle Taylor is wild, though. If you've got Particle Taylor, make sure not Patrick Taylor, if you've got Particle Taylor, start him.
Trade him. Trade him for a second.
No, you can get a first for Particle Taylor. Stanley. All right. Gideon Davidson. He's from my area also. Are you an agent, Stanley? He only plays the first half mostly. He's all around fast. He's Clemson. All around fast. He's going to Clemson. So Gideon Davidson. Stanley, Stanley is that why Stanley is from Stanley, you in Oregon? Are you out there in the Pacific Northwest or Pacific West? Is it Northwest? Yeah, it's Pacific Northwest. You out there? Look up the damn Gideon Davidson. Tell me what's he look like, Jay, while I read this next super chat from Fredo. What's happening with you, Fredo? He's got who is that? Is that Grimace in the background? That's not Grimace. That looks like
running back.
Cooper looking things. This is base. I don't know what that is. But in absolute, would you say is he good? This Gideon Davidson?
He's the 3rd ranked running back in the class.
Well, shit. Now I got to go look him up.
6 foot 193 from Lynchburg, Virginia.
Liberty if you want to get old GQ derailed, talk some high school football.
That's crazy. Recruited by CJ Spiller and Cadillac Williams to Auburn. That's nuts. Colorado recruited them too.
Colorado did recruit him. All right. Oh, Lynchburg, Virginia. So he's in the VA area. All right.
Yeah. Almost a top 100 player. That's crazy.
In absolute shambles. I love how this starts. Good stuff, Fredo. Love it. In absolute shambles this week. Start 2. Henry, Mixon, Algier, Ray Davis, Jalen Wright, Alexander Madison. Come on, man. Why is everybody so scared of Derrick Henry? This ain't the first person I've heard talk about being nervous about Derrick Henry.
But who's your second, though?
But I'm stuck on Henry. Why are people? I know he only had 67 yards last week, but he'll be fine. Yeah, I'm starting Henry.
It's December. You got to start Derrick Henry.
Yeah, it's December. It's December Henry. And who the hell do they play? Who the Ravens play?
Pittsburgh.
Fuck.
Against Pittsburgh, he had 13 for 65 with a touchdown. So, not too bad.
A couple of weeks ago.
That was the last time he scored.
And the Ravens need to win, man. The Ravens need the Ravens need this dub. Ravens need this dub. Pick 2. Derrick Henry.
Yeah, we got to pick 2. So, Henry, who's your other one, though? I'm feeling a little crazy, Ray.
Algier?
No, I'm leaning. I'm thinking Ray Davis. I don't know, but I don't know why. I'm just thinking Ray Davis.
No. Algier or Henry? Algier or Henry?
Well, yes, you're starting Henry. But so you have Mixon, Algier.
No, I'm telling him. I'm answering the question. I'm saying Algier and Henry. I mean, I said or, but I meant and. Algier and Henry for me. Not starting no goddamn Ray Davis. What are you talking about, man? Just a gut feel? There's no logic
man.
behind
Ray
that.
Davis has been good. Yeah, just the gut. Ray Davis can have a good game.
I'm not trusting your gut. I'm telling you that right now. I'm not trusting your gut. What else do we have? All right. What else do we have? Yeah, Virginia area. Got you. All right. Jay, anything else? I think we ran out of the super chat, so that's it. Anything else you got for people?
Answer all the questions.
We answered
I'm
everything.
good, man. I'm good. Should be a good week.
The particle accelerator. Those that know, they know. Yes. JRich, don't shake your head because you definitely don't freaking know. You don't watch any Marvel. When the Cowboys drafted,
trailer?
Huh? The
Superman trailer?
Hit the music for the outro. I did see the Superman trailer.
I figured this would get you excited.
I
didn't watch all of it, but I see it all over the timeline, man. Everyone's freaking out about this trailer.
What's the response that you've seen? I'm excited.
I've seen people excited for it. That's all. I haven't seen anyone who isn't excited for it.
Are you kidding me? I mean, Superman. This looks good. James Gunn directing it. Did the trilogy for
Is James Gunn good? I thought James Gunn was a shit director.
Guardians of the Galaxy was pretty damn good.
Yeah.
And the last one.
I think did he do some Transformers stuff?
The last one was a little. They were stretching at the end, right?
Yeah.
That Marvel cohort was probably tired by that point. But James Gunn, I think he'll do it. I'm excited. My wife sent it to me. I'm ready to see it. DC keeps screwing up Superman. Stop screwing up. He's iconic. The only thing they seem to have gotten right was Batman. I thought Wonder Woman started off right. The second one was awful. Yeah. Aquaman is shit. I'm hoping the Superman saves.
And you see that Sony might sell Spider-Man. That's interesting.
Tom Holland he proposed to Zendaya.
Did he?
He did.
Damn. Lucky man.
Proposed
She said yes.
All right. God damn it, Tyler. Yes. Since Walker is playing, Charbonnet.
How did he still match this?
Tyler, what are you doing? It's Patrick Taylor.
Oh my God. Tyler, where are you from?
Ford.
Which education system failed you, my friend?
German. A German one. Who are you starting? Patrick Taylor or Jerome Ford or Pacheco? That's what it is. Patrick Taylor, Ford, or Pacheco?
Jerome Ford?
Ford, sure. Versus Cincy? Yeah. I'd start. Sure. I like Ford. I like Ford versus Cincy. Hell yeah. Yeah. I like Ford. Stanley.
Best voice text of all time. Tyler's typing with his foot.
Tyler, we love
foot
you, man.
And elbows.
Jay, tell the people, man, to have a good weekend and wake up on Monday.
Oh, big weekend of football, everybody. Both Saturday and Sunday, we'll be locked in. We'll be back to recap everything on Monday morning, bright and early, 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure you tap in with us, like and subscribe for all the future content. And we'll see you guys next week with a massive announcement. So get excited
big announcement.
And tap in.
And send one more, Tyler. Send one more
God.
super chat, baby. We need to read that bitch out on the screen. Y'all have a good weekend. We out.